England's full Rugby World Cup training squad have met up this week at Pennyhill Park, joined by the Bath and Saracen squad players who return after their short break following the Premiership final. One absentee, however, has yet to meet up with the rest, Bath's Samesa Rokodunguni getting the call whilst with family in Fiji, replacing David Strettle, who withdrew himself from the camp on Monday. So what did Lancaster feel influenced Strettle's decision?
He'd been to France, he'd considered his options and alternatives and decided to withdraw from the camp. Obviously I was disappointed in that, and I'd said to him, have you thought this through? It's a big camp, we're not going to hold it against you in terms of coming into the camp. As I alluded to in the press, that on a 50-50 call, I'd probably more likely go with someone who was going to be around long term. But that wasn't going to stop him from coming to the camp. But he'd made his decision to withdraw, so as a consequence, I was left in no other position other than to accept that and look at the next guy in. Obviously, the options then were Christian and Rocco, and we still got very much Christian in our minds. We had a good look at him in the Barbarians week. Obviously, we haven't had a chance to look at Rocco through injury, really, since that New Zealand game, and so we want to give Rocco this chance, but still keep an open mind on someone like Christian as well.
With 7 weeks to go until England's first warm-up game against France, training is expected to be intense. So for Lancaster, how much will those warm-up matches be about a final look at some player combinations versus building confidence through strong victories?
It's both, I think. I think it's both. I mean, clearly you want the results in the warm-up games because it gives you the confidence to build that belief. You also want to give players an option to put a marker down, because, as I said to a lot of the players, some of the selection decisions were made in and around that first French game, the home game. So, but a lot of that cohesion will come in the weeks leading up to that. So as I said before, whilst we've got one game to play in terms of France home, we have got a lot of rugby games that will take place both in training. Some of them will be what you'd see as a full-on game, bone on bone, bringing a referee in, etc. Others will be more condition games or hybrid games, which allow you then ultimately to develop that cohesion.